Welcome to the Next Level Life podcast with Christine Corcoran. This podcast is made for the powerhouse businesswomen who are ready to ignite their fullest potential. This is where we will dive deep into the mindset breakthroughs and sprinkle in some kick up the butt motivation so you can scale your business with confidence and clarity. Whether you're craving more income, impact, or inspiration, this podcast will be your ultimate resource for all things next level. Listen in as we have authentic conversations with game-changing female entrepreneurs as we reveal the secrets on what it takes to rise and thrive. So go ahead, ignite your inner fire, and let's get you taking massive aligned action. Are you ready to elevate? Let's go. Welcome back to the podcast. So happy that you are here. Thank you so much for hitting download. Oh, so much happening at the moment. It's so exciting. So I just love, I love travel. So amazing to be traveling throughout the States and meeting new people and expanding my network. It's just amazing. And lots happening within the masterminds. I just absolutely love this month in the mastermind. We are all about sales this month, and I've set the girls a beautiful challenge to start challenging themselves to sell more, right? So I want them to hit massive milestones, and I want them to really challenge themselves to know that they can do it. So it's always so fun to see them taking that next step and challenge themselves on a whole other level, and they prove themselves wrong, right? They have this negative self-talk sometimes going on, but then they take the action and they prove to themselves that it's not as scary as they thought it was, and it's just so fun to do that. So that's part of Elevate Mastermind. And then as part of my Next Level Mastermind, we're getting to catch up in person. So I have a full day event happening with them soon on the March 1st. And basically we are getting together for a beautiful mastermind day where I have some guest speakers coming in and some experiences as well. We're going to be going for a bit of a spa day. And then we go out for a delicious Greek dinner. I'm so pumped. It's going to be so fun to bring them all together. I've got some ladies flying up from Melbourne and up from Sydney, and we get to hang out here in Brisbane. So pumped for this. And then to also let you know, I will be opening the doors to the masterminds for the next round. So if you have listened to me talk about Elevate or Next Level and you'd like to come and be a part of it and to connect with other incredible women and to learn from me and take your business to the next level, then I would love for you to come and consider this. So you can check out the links in the show notes. The Elevate Mastermind is for women in business who are still wanting to hit 10K months. So if you feel like you haven't scaled to that point yet and you really know you need to work on your sales and your money mindset, then this is definitely for you. It's a 4-month mastermind, and it includes one-on-one coaching, access to my 10K accelerator program, and then we also do a lot of group coaching and extra trainings. It is honestly the best. So check out the link in the show notes. Otherwise, if you are already beyond 6 figures and you're wanting to scale to multi 6 or 7, and you know that you need to do that via one-to-many services, then this is definitely for you. So this is about scaling your way. And I'm going to do a whole other episode on scaling your way, because the beauty of this is that I have so many different businesses in this mastermind, and we really work on what feels authentically aligned for them. Because I have so much experience in so many different industries, I'm able to help support them in being able to scale in a way that feels good for them. And then I challenge them to work on that. So the Next Level Mastermind also includes one-on-one coaching. We also have 2 events as part of the mastermind. So we have an online half-day retreat day, and then I also do an in-person event each time for this one as well. So this is a 6-month mastermind, and we include group coaching as well. Then we also do some live money mindset and energetic upgrade healings, as well as you'll have access to my CEO intensive and scaling mastery program. So this is more than just a mastermind. This is the support that you have with other incredible women, but you're also learning and scaling and working on taking your business to the next level. So if you really value connection and you value growth and you value freedom, because my scaling method is all about creating more freedom, then you can check out the link in the show notes and come and join us for the Next Level Mastermind. If you're unsure which one is the right fit for you, or if you just want to have a chat to determine whether either one is the right fit, then definitely send me a message on Instagram or on Facebook, and I will more than happy chat with you and determine whether it is the right fit for you. I would rather you have a chat with me than not be sure, because I'm absolutely going to say to you whether it is the right fit or not, 100%. So I'm never ever going to sell you into something that's not the right fit for you. So excited for the next rounds to begin. All right, so today I want to talk to you about, actually it's a bit of a heavier topic. So I'm being like super pumped and excited, and I'm going to take you down the heavy road, but it is going to be worthwhile. So when it comes to growth, something has to change. Growth does not happen overnight, and it is something that you need to choose and decide it's what you want. And I feel like you need to have a strong why behind you to back you, because it's not going to be easy. And so I say this because there is a shift in identity that happens. So with my Elevate Mastermind, we're very much working on the foundations of your business, so then you're able to scale. And once you are confident in selling, you're confident in your money and your money management, and you're confident in your business offers, and you're creating offers that really sell, then you are absolutely making 10K months, right? Once you have all of that in place and you are consistently promoting and you're absolutely hitting those 10K months, then you're already hitting 6 figures. Then it's about this next level growth where the identity needs to shift. So at first, when you're first getting to those 10K months, you're believing in the value that you deliver and you know that you're good at what you do, right? So you have a level of belief about your skills and capabilities. As you start to scale beyond 6 figures and you're going to multi-six and you're going into 7, there's a whole identity shift that has to happen, because depending on how you scale, this is going to open you up to a next level visibility. It may open you up to next level money, which means that might activate some fear of responsibility, fear of success, or fear of what people may think, fear of judgment, right? So it's going to start to shift and change you. And you need to decide that who you want to change to, and you're always changing. So it's not like you get to decide to not change, because you do change. So we're always evolving. And this is where we start to shift into an identity. And what comes with that is a feeling or a sense of loss. Because as you're evolving into a new identity, we're letting go of the old identity. And it's like a butterfly, right? The butterfly starts off as a caterpillar, it goes into the cocoon, and it literally dissolves. So it goes through a death. Like it literally goes through a death. And then as it grows and then expands out of and it goes through this pain of actually expanding out of the cocoon. It's so fascinating when you read into this, right? So if you help a butterfly to come out of the cocoon, you're actually killing it. And what I mean by that is that it actually needs the resistance of the cocoon against its wings as it's pushing against that cocoon to open the cocoon and to break free from it. It needs that resistance in order to strengthen its wings, in order to be able to fly. So as you're scaling, this is what's going on for you. So you're being pushed up against, and for you to break through, you have to almost go through an identity or an ego death, and then you're pushing through to the other side, and you're deciding who you want to become. And in order for you to fly, you've got to have some resistance, and that resistance comes along as obstacles, challenges, identity shifts, like all this stuff that challenges you, all the fears and doubts that come along. And as you expand, you need that resistance. You need those challenges to happen in order for you to determine what you need to strengthen, right? I absolutely love this analogy because it's honestly the best way to describe entrepreneurship. Because as you start to scale and grow, whether you're scaling one-to-many services or one-to-many products, you're doing things you've never done before, and the things that used to work no longer work, and you've actually got to start doing things that are really uncomfortable and that are, that massive aligned action that gets the better results. And this is you stepping into being a whole new version of yourself. And you're going to have challenges that come up against you, right? They're challenges that are there to support you for growth. And so when you take the time to actually acknowledge it and embrace it as growth, you will strengthen and move through that obstacle quicker. So we want to start looking at that as the purpose of your growth, rather than it be a bad thing or it be something that feels so bad. We want to acknowledge that for something to change, there has to be a death and a rebirth. So you're going through this rebirth and you're becoming the butterfly. When you embrace those obstacles and challenges, you learn from them, you implement the changes, and then you're able to scale. You're able to fly. Do you love it? Do you love that analogy? I love it. So another thing that you can do to support yourself through this growth is to start updating your mindset. It is honestly one of the biggest things that I help my clients with every challenge they have come across. If their mindset is right, everything else is easier. Like honestly, it always comes back to it. And anytime that sometimes I get caught up in like, oh yeah, no, we've got to really focus on the strategy. But every time I do that, and I always have to bring myself back to the mindset, because if they don't have the mindset, they're not going to get the results, right? So we want to acknowledge that, okay, so for me to scale beyond that, I have to have a certain mindset. So you need to explore what that mindset is. You need to have new representations in your world of what success looks like at that level, so your subconscious mind feels safe to succeed or pursue that level. We've also got to start to develop new belief systems around money and your ability to manage money and have that level of responsibility. You may need to develop your belief systems as a leader, because you may need to lead other people. You may need to step into your thought leadership. There's so many elements that go with it. And when you work on your mindset and start adopting these new belief systems about what you're capable of, and that you are already a leader and that you are capable of doing these things, that's when your brain starts to allow yourself to move towards it. And it also creates belief systems and develops them as you go. But if you're creating so much resistance because you feel like things have to change and you hate that loss, like you feel like you get so caught up in that fear of loss that things have to change, then that's where you're holding yourself back. And it's going to be much harder to get through that cocoon and to fly, right? So rather than focus on the death, I want you to focus on the growth and expansion and the flying, right? And so to do that, we've got to allow it to be okay to have an element of loss. Now, if you've experienced a lot of loss in your life, it might be very challenging, right? Because you've got a lot of memories and they're probably painful memories that as you're going through this expansion and you're having elements of loss come through, then it might trigger those old feelings from the past. And so you've got to really deal with that loss so then you can actually know that nothing ever ends and there's no such thing as loss. It's just change. And so when I have this happen with clients, sometimes we actually have to deal with the fear of the loss as well as the pain of the loss, because that can actually hold people back from growing because they're so fixated on that feeling of loss and not wanting to feel loss or feel the fear of loss that they are not actually looking towards the future. They're so much focused on the past, right? So when you're recognizing this within yourself, if you're like, oh, I can feel that coming up for me because I can feel that activated inside, we want to identify whether you process that past loss, because it might be time to process that past loss, or you may need to just reframe what you're associating with loss. Because if you're associating certain things happening in your current world that it is a loss, then we might need to just reframe that to be like, actually, by closing this door, I'm opening this door. Or by allowing myself to release this, I'm becoming this, right? By allowing myself to step away from this, I'm opening myself up to this amazing stuff. And again, we've got to shift our focus. Stop looking at the past or stop looking at the loss and start focusing on the gain. It's that connection and it's that gap between, right? So let it be okay and allow yourself to look towards the future and see everything that you're going to gain. So my whole focus on the Next Level Mastermind is actually about developing that next level mindset, right? That's really what it comes down to, that next level mindset. And I teach all the systems and the scaling strategies, but really ideally underneath it all has to have that shift in identity, has to have that belief system, the mindset to back it up. Otherwise the strategies don't work, right? This is why you see people out there sabotaging themselves, where you see people, pushing up against this next level and then they come crashing back down. It's because they haven't updated their mindset and they're not looking towards the future. They're so focused on what they're going to lose. So I hope this episode resonated with you. If it did, send me a DM. I really want to hear it. I really want to hear from you of how it activated you, and know that this is an opportunity for you to become that butterfly. Allow yourself to go into that mush and go to that through that death and then rebirth phase. It is honestly supportive, and I know how hard it is because I've go through it, and I'm probably going to go through another one, and I've been through it. So I want you to know that it's okay and that you will get through it. And the more that you focus on the future and where you're going, the faster you'll move through it. All right, lovely. You've got this. Thank you for listening, and if you've found any value out of this episode, make sure you hit the follow button so you get access to the episodes as soon as they are live, and make sure you come hang out with me on Instagram. You can find me at @ChristineCorcoran_coach. Have an incredible week.